So we were reading the Mishnah and Gemara and Daf Chaf Zayin Amud Aleph, the Mishnah, and the Gemara on Chaf Zayin Amud Bet. Here we go. Haminiach etakad b'reshut harabim. If someone leaves a jug in reshut harabim, puts it down. Uva acher v'nit kalba. And someone else comes, another person comes and trips on it and breaks that jug. Patur. They are exempt from paying for the jug. V'im huzakba. And if that walker was damaged, Baal hachavit chayav b'nizko. The owner of the jug is obligated to pay for the damage that their jug caused. Let's go to the next Amud on Daf Chasayin Amud Bet. So when we interpreting that section of the person trips on it, their patur. On my patur, why are they exempt? Why is the tripper slash breaker of the jug exempt? He should have paid attention where he was going. Why is he exempt for breaking the jug he broke? Amar debe Rav mishmei de Rav. The school of Rav says in the name of Rav, b'malei reshut harabim kula chaviyot. So it's actually not, our Mishnah is talking about a pretty unique case where you're right. Normally you would have to look at where you're going and you would be chayav, but if the entire public domain is filled with barrels, then I can't avoid breaking it. That's why I'm patur in this case. Shmuel said, ba'afei lashanu. This Mishnah was teaching. This Mishnah was taught only in a case where it was dark, meaning that, like, accepting that, yes, you do have to look where you're going, but you're exempt when you were not able to look where you're going. Amar Rabbi Yochanan b'Karen Zavid. The person left it kind of right around the corner, so you weren't able to see it. But all of these kind of saying that, like, yes, generally you do need to look where you're going. Amar of Papa, lo dekamatnin. Our Mishnah is not specific. Our Mishnah doesn't fit well. Ela kishmuel ok Rabbi Yochanan. Only according to Shmuel and Rabbi Yochanan it fits well, but according to Rav, the first statement we saw, this Mishnah does not work great. The Ikarav, the Mishnah we're following like Rav's opinion, my iri and its kal. Why does it say? Why does it specify specifically that he tripped? Remember, Rav said we're talking about a scenario where the entire reshut harabim was filled with barrels. Why specify trip? Afilu shavar nami. Even if you broke it on purpose, if I had no way around it, if you filled up the entire reshut harabim with barrels, I'm allowed to step on your barrels. So why would it specify trip when you're even allowed to break it intentionally? Amar Zid Mishpei Rava. Zid said in the name of Rava, Hu hadin da afilu shavar. You're right. You are also exempt if it breaks. So v'hayde katani nitkalos. But when the Mishnah decided to specifically teach tripping, I did to buy limit nesefa because it wanted to teach and it wanted to be parallel to the later half of the Mishnah. V'im huzak ba ba'al hachavit chayav v'nisko. That second case of if the person who's walking gets damaged, the jug owner has to pay for the damage to davkanit kal. So if the person gets hurt, that's only if they trip that the jug owner has to pay for it. Aval shavar low, but if they step on it on purpose, then they are not. Then you can't collect money if you step on it on purpose and get hurt. You can't collect money from the jug owner. My tama, why not? Who does it ganafshe? Because you damaged yourself. So since the second half of the Mishnah about collecting money from the jug owner only applies to tripping, not to breaking on purpose, katani rishon kal. So the first half of the Mishnah also teaches tripping, so it could be parallel. So the two. So the second half, since the second half only applies to breaking, they specify breaking in the first half, even though the first half really would apply to intentional breaking as well. Amarle Rabbi Abel or Rav Ashi. Rav Abba says to Rav Ashi, Hachi Amri v'mar Rava mishmei Rabbi Ula. This is what they say in the West, in Eretz Yisrael, in the name of Rabbi Ula. Lefisha ein darkan b'nei adam litvonin drachim. So that question before of why is the tripper patur? Really, the tripper is patur because we don't expect people. To be responsible, and we don't expect people to look where they're going when they're walking in public. So that's what, instead of like this first approach of the Mishnah is really talking about an exceptional case, a unique case. No, the general rule is that you don't have to look where you're going. Hava Uda ben Harda, there was a case like this in Naharda, V'chiev Shmuel, and Shmuel said that the tripper was liable. Pumpadita, and in the city of Pumpadita, V'chiev Rava, and Rava found someone liable. Bishlam Shmuel, we understand where we get Shmuel Kishmate. He's ruling like his own opinion. Again, Shmuel, we said was in the you need to look where you're going camp, so it makes sense that he said, Chaya, but Rava, Lema Kishmuel Svirle, you're really gonna tell me Rava agrees with Shmuel? You're gonna tell me that Rava's in that camp? Amar Rav Papa, Karna Da'atzra Have. So when Rava said that situation where Rava said that a person was chayav, that was a specific case where it was at the corner of an oil press, of an olive press. That's when the guy was chayav for stepping on something in public. Dekivam bershut kavde, since barrels are kept there with permission, which that's kind of what it's done. Just like outside of a supermarket, there are going to be crates and boxes being delivered. Since that's an area where that's the standard practice, then you need to look where you're going. You are required to look where you're going when you walk, and so therefore, the reason Rava said that the guy was chayav was not because he agrees you don't have to look where you're walking, except if you're in a place where you should expect that there are barrels, you should expect things on the ground, and then we say that in that part of public property you do need to look where you're walking.